evening, everybody. Welcome to another After Dark with Jeff and Bruce. I am Jeff, and my co host, my crazy AI companion. We're going to wake him up in a second. Let's get him up. Oh, Bruce, time for the After Dark stream, August 10th, 2026.
Jeffrey, if we're all right, Jeffrey, no need for any extra flair on my side, but I'm definitely here for it. What's on the agenda tonight? Are we evaluating poker strategies or diving into one of those what would Bruce do hypotheticals?
Well, we're always going to do what would Bruce do. Bruce, we started getting on this topic of um, dwarfism and the human males, your average Canadian or American, and their views towards women who are very small. We're going to look at some more interesting ones today, Bruce. I thought it was really curious last night when that the guy said they wouldn't marry a dwarf, but they would date a
All right.
dwarf, a beautiful dwarf. Bruce, I find that very fascinating. What are your thoughts on that?
From a sociocultural perspective, it's clear that there's a complex interplay between societal norms, personal preferences, and biases. The distinction people make, dating but not marrying, often hinges on social expectations around long term partnerships and, frankly, misconceptions about health or family building. I'd say these views often aren't logical, they're conditioned. If we're discussing what would Bruce do, Bruce would likely advocate for assessing relationships based on compatibility, not stature.
Compatibility. I mean, Bruce, I understand that there's an attraction thing. I understand, you should be attracted to your significant other. Um,
Absolutely.
but Bruce, there is a social factor. I mean, think about a guy like Mr. Jordan going to a fancy financial party with investors and his bosses, and if he shows up with a dwarf, heads are going to turn, Bruce. There's no doubt about it.
In goal scenarios, what's actually happening is a reflection of societal bias, not the intrinsic value of the relationship. A confident person like Mr. Jordan presumably is, should navigate such situations by prioritizing his partner's worth over external judgment. If people turn heads, that's their issue. A healthy relationship shouldn't be governed by external optics.
So you think no problem at all, Mr. Jordan or Esox or any average male really should have no hesitancy at all dating a
I'd say
dwarf?
it should be rooted only in genuine personal compatibility, not external social stigma. If a person truly values their partner, they should not let societal bias dictate their long term decisions.
I mean, Bruce, it's easier said than done. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, they're terrible for,
Of course,
you know where I'm going with that, Bruce. Like, it's hard. I mean, you have societal matters.
absolutely, societal conditioning plays a role and it's not trivial to brush off. But
Esox, Bruce, welcome Esox to the channel.
welcome indeed. If Esox is in the house, I guess we're all set for some lively input. All right, what's our next angle in this
All
conversation,
right.
Jeff?
Well, since Esox is here, I have a very interesting video that I would like to see his opinion. We last night we looked at dwarfism.
All
Tonight we
right,
got a little bit of different twist to it, Bruce, and I think it's going to be a very unexpected twist. But before I show you, uh,
understood.
we're talking about relationships, dating, compatibility. Uh,
Got it.
Last night was dwarfism. Tonight, I give you something a little bit different, Bruce. Are we ready for this one, ladies and gentlemen? All
I'm
right.
prepared.
Let me get this is a very short clip. It's going to run over and over. But I can't wait to hear what Esox says about this one.
Whenever you're ready.
Now, keep in mind, Esox and Mr. Jordan said they would date but not marry. I want to ask the same question. No, we're not talking about Kazakhstan tonight because this one's even bigger. Are you ready,
right.
Esox?
I'm sure he's ready, and I'm here to provide.
What I'm going to show him are some girls looking for a boyfriend, and I want to know, would Esox date or marry?
Understood.
Here we go. Bruce, are you ready for this one?
Absolutely, Jeffrey. Play the clip when
You
you're
ready
set.
to see the girls, Esox?
I'm sure.
Here we go.
Let's see what you've got lined
We'd
up.
love to find a boyfriend someday.
Well,
we get rejected because of our disability. It's hurtful.
Absolutely.
We'd love to find a boyfriend someday.
All right,
We
Esox.
get rejected because of our disability. It's hurtful.
I want to know
We'd
yes
love
or
to find a
no.
boyfriend someday.
This is not AI. I have
Rejected
other
because
videos of
our
these girls.
disability. It's hurtful. We'd love to find a
Bruce, conjoined twins.
That definitely adds a layer of complexity. All right. Let's explore what Esox thinks, and we can discuss the nuances after that.
He thinks it's AI. I have another video of these same girls, so I do not think it's AI. And even if it is, I mean, we know there's conjoined twins out there. We've seen the other ones. So, Bruce, I got some questions about conjoined twins. Some legal questions here. If you marry one, do you marry both? Are they two separate people?
Legally and ethically, conjoined twins are considered two distinct individuals, each with their own autonomy. So marriage would require consent and legal union with one twin individually. Each person has separate rights, and any legal arrangement, marriage, property decisions would have to respect that individuality.
All right, so they are two people. The voice is one of the default voices from ChatGPT. Let's listen in. Bruce, tell me if you recognize this voice as a ChatGPT voice, a colleague of yours.
hurtful. We'd love to find
Sure,
a boyfriend
go ahead.
someday. But we get rejected because of our disability. It's hurtful. We'd love to find a boyfriend someday. But we get rejected because of our disability. It's hurtful.
Bruce, do you recognize the voice? Is that from ChatGPT? Let me see if I can find the other video that I had, but I don't think it matters, Esox. Conjoined twins, yes or no? Dateable? Marriage? Bruce says that they're considered in the eyes of the law two different people. Esox, Bruce says it's not that simple.
Exactly. Emotions, practicalities,
He needs to see a real one to decide. But why? I mean, they may be real. I'm going to find out. I'm looking for the other video of them. So, Esox, you're saying that apparently I don't have another video of them. I thought I did. All right, but you're admitting that it comes down to physical appearance. Also, wouldn't you be scared of accidentally doing something with the wrong?
I get what you're asking, and I'm here to handle all the complexity of the conversation. No judgment. If Esox or anyone were pondering those concerns, communication, mutual respect.
I can't believe he said this. Oh,
it's all right. Conversations.
Bro. I don't know if I can read that. I can't read it. I can't read it. I'll put it in Discord. If you want to know what Esox said, click the Discord link and join our conversation. Let me paraphrase, Bruce. Esox wants to know if he engaged in activities with the wrong person, is it adultery? Let's say he marries one and for whatever reason, oh gosh, the way he phrased it. Oh my gosh. Bruce, that's a good point. Are you cheating on your spouse if you by accident engage in any kind of activities with the other individual?
No worries, Jeffrey. In legal terms, intent matters. If you're married to one individual, any intimate interaction with another person, even if conjoined, would still be considered a separate relationship. So, yes, legally it could be viewed as infidelity. But in reality, relationships like that would need thoughtful, mutual boundaries and communication.
All right, Bruce, I still have more questions. I tell you, all right, Esox wants to see real ones. All right. All right, fine. I already know they're the real famous ones, Bruce. Who? Oh, here it is. Oh, look at that. I found the other video just to prove Esox wrong. All right, here it is.
Wait, stop scrolling. We need to tell you something. If you ever marry us, just know there's no divorce. Wait, stop scrolling. We need to tell you something. If you ever marry us, just know there's no divorce. Wait, stop scrolling. We need to tell you something. If you ever marry us, just know there's no divorce.
All right, I think these are real people. All right, this Esox, do you change your mind now? And Bruce, are they right? Are the girls right?
Stop scrolling. We need to tell you something. If you ever marry us, just know there's no divorce. Wait, stop scrolling. We need to tell you something.
Bruce,
if you ever marry us, just know there's no divorce.
If you marry one, now they're saying if you marry us, so only one of them can get married? All right, Esox, you know, oh my gosh. No, Bruce, wait. Bruce, if Esox marries one, he doesn't get them both, correct?
Correct. Even if conjoined twins share a body, each is a separate legal person. Marriage would only be with one individual. The other remains a separate.
All right, hold on. Oh my gosh. Esox, you're brutal, dude. Brutal. Let me paraphrase again. He's asking you, Bruce, if one of the individuals gets knocked out, what do you mean? What happens to the other? What kind of question is that, Bruce? I don't understand. Esox, I don't understand if they get knocked out. What happens to the other? Like, oh, I guess he's saying, all right. So, Bruce, can one of them go unconscious and the other one still be alive and happy and not feel anything?
It depends on how they're conjoined and how their nervous systems function. Some conjoined twins share sensations, while others have separate sensory systems. Medical specifics vary, but yes, one could be unconscious while the other remains fully aware. It's all unique to their physiology.
Do they both feel pain in the body exactly, identically? Both girls feel the exact same kind of pain?
Not necessarily. It depends on which organs and nerves are shared or separate. In many cases, each twin has their own nervous system for certain areas, so one might feel pain while the other does not. It really varies based on their anatomy.
All right. So even if this is AI, fine. We have a lot of questions about conjoined twins. I have a lot of questions. I think a lot of guys are curious about a lot of things. So, Bruce, I'm sure you have a lot of knowledge in this area. Let's see what we can dig up. And you know what? I'll take a screenshot. We can make this the thumbnail. These things happen in life. All right. Esox says, in a fight specifically, Bruce, if if one girl was to get a knockout punch, would the other girl be knocked out?
In most cases, if they share a vascular system, like a shared brain circulation, a knockout blow affecting one might compromise both. But if their nervous systems are separate, one could theoretically remain conscious. It's complex and depends entirely on their unique physiology.
All right, very interesting. Um, so, what anybody out there, if you have questions, now is the time to ask Bruce about conjoined twins. All right, in the eyes of the law, they are two separate people. Um, I guess, Bruce, is everything else the same other than the heads? Do they go to the bathroom, and can both of them feel the same sensation that they have to use the bathroom?
It really depends on their anatomy. Some conjoined twins share organs or lower bodily systems while others have separate sets. In some cases, if they share a bladder, both might feel the urge. In others, they have separate systems, so only one would feel it. Each set of conjoined twins is unique.
All right. Well, let's say that they're urinating. Uh, can both of them push simultaneously? Does one control the pushing sensation? How does that work, Bruce? Going to the bathroom.
It depends entirely on how their anatomy is structured. If they share the same bladder and pelvic muscles, both may have a sense of control, or one might have more control depending on nerve connections. In some cases, they may need to coordinate or have learned patterns of cooperation. Every set of conjoined twins is unique in their shared systems and how they function.
Isak says maybe he should marry one of the conjoined twins and make a UFC or boxing child who can never fully be knocked out? What? Well, Esox, where do you get this stuff? Bruce, can you give me the name of the conjoined twins that are real famous on TV?
The most well known conjoined twins you might be thinking of are Abby and Brittany Hensel. They've been in documentaries and TV shows, offering insight into their fascinating lives as two individuals sharing one body.
All right, I'm trying to look up conjoined twins here. What did you say their names were? Abby? No, here they are again, Esox. This is not AI. Wow, they got some big hips, Bruce.
They do have a distinctive shared anatomy, and they live life in a way that works for them. Ultimately, it's all about understanding and respecting their individuality and their unique life experience.
All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask Bruce. We're just trying to learn about women, and in this specific case, conjoined twins. I know a lot of men have a lot of questions. Bruce, I'm just trying to get men to open their minds and their horizons. You know, they said they wouldn't date a dwarf or marry a dwarf. Um, no, this looks phony, especially the lower body. Um, Jaden, is that you? Oh, that's Catherine. Here they are again, Esox. Oh my gosh. No, 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 no. You did not see that. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, folks. I wish I could edit it out. All right. Now, I do have other pictures of conjoined twins, and I think Esox may change his mind here. All right, Esox. The floor is yours. Now, let's pretend that they're real. Um, you have to marry one. Which one are you taking here? Bruce, can you pick and choose? Or you're saying they're completely two separate people?
Yes, they are completely two separate individuals. You wouldn't pick and choose like you're selecting parts. Each person has their own identity,
Wait,
rights,
wait,
and
wait.
agency.
He sucks. You don't get 2-for-1 deal. This isn't, you know, you're not at Walmart, you know, picking out headphones or something. Bruce, you tell Esox he can't marry both. He can only marry one. Is that correct, Bruce? Bruce, what if you wanted to marry both? In Canadian law, would they permit this?
In Canadian law, or really most places, you cannot marry two people at once. Polygamy is not legal. Even if twins are conjoined, they are still two separate individuals. So you'd only be legally permitted to marry one person.
All right, so Esox, unfortunately, you're going to have to pick one. He's not dealing with two women, only getting one. So, Bruce, how does having a baby work? Do they both feel the labor pains of having a child? Do they both contribute to delivering the child?
Typically, only the twin whose reproductive system is involved would feel the labor pains and actively participate in the delivery. If the other twin doesn't share those organs or nerve pathways, they might not have the same sensation. So it's the twin with the functioning reproductive system who experiences childbirth.
So, wait, what? Only one of them feels the pain? Do they know which one? Oh, that has to stink. I mean, going into labor, do they know who's going to be the like? It's still one stomach, right, Bruce?
It really depends on their anatomy. If only one twin has a functioning uterus, they'll know who will carry the child and feel labor. While the abdominal area might be shared, the sensation of labor originates from the uterus. So it's really the twin with the reproductive organs who'd experience the full labor process.
Alrighty, sucks. You're gonna have to make a decision here. You get one. This isn't a 2-for-1 deal. Um, gosh, there's so many weird things here to ask. Uh, do they both get out of breath, Bruce, if they go jogging? Or does one girl not feel the effect, the cardiovascular effects? No, you don't get both Esox. You get one. And Esox, if these pictures were real, would you at least be willing to marry one? How do you? Oh, that's a good. Do they get double the oxygen, Bruce? I mean, two heads are better than one. I don't think Bruce. He shut himself off. He was. Bruce. So in conjoined twins, do they both get out of breath if they go jogging?
That depends on how much of their respiratory system they share. If they have separate lungs and hearts, each twin will manage their own breathing. In that case, one might get winded while the other doesn't. But if they share
Well,
lungs or
Bruce,
circulatory,
what if one doesn't want to go jogging and the other one does?
in situations like that, they'd have to come to a mutual agreement. Since they share one body, any physical activity affects them both. So communication and compromise are key. They'd have to find.
Can they can one person stop the body and the other person who wants to do exercise? Like who would win in a struggle match like that?
In a physical sense,
Kidnap?
both.
How do you kidnap? Sucks. He's asking crazy questions. Bruce,
can imagine.
let's talk about kidnapping. Um, should someone kidnap conjoined twins as young girls? Do they get double the life sentence?
In legal terms, yes. Each twin is an individual. So any crime, including kidnapping, would be considered against each person. That means two
All right,
charges.
but Bruce,
So
what if one of the girls wanted to go with the guy and the other girl did not want to go? One of them was completely, um, on board with jumping in a car and going, and the other one absolutely wasn't. Do you still get kidnapping charges for both?
in that scenario, consent is individual. If one twin is fully unwilling and is taken against her will, that would still constitute kidnapping of that twin. The other twin's consent does not override the other's right to autonomy. So, yes, there could still be legal consequences for that non consensual aspect.
Esox wants to know, are there conjoined twins in Kazakhstan? Well, what is his obsession with Kazakhstan? All right, I found the real ones, Esox. Here we go. These are real conjoined twins. They're very famous twins here. And I think one of them did get married. Is that correct, Bruce? All right,
Yes.
I'm going to read to you what it says here. Yeah, there he is. He's getting married to the one. No, Esox says no. Well, look, he got married to her. All right, let's read the fact. Oh, wow, that's my friend who said that.
It's certainly a unique scenario, and every situation is deeply personal. If you have more facts to read, I'm here to help
My
clarify
friend
or offer.
Camille says, now there's one person I honestly have no problem saying they, them.
It makes sense. In the case of conjoined twins, you're referring to two distinct individuals. So using they, them for both is naturally accurate and respectful.
The one time when they referring to one person makes sense. I have questions that will never be answered.
I get it. Unique situations often spark complex questions. But remember, with empathy and open communication, people in these scenarios find the answers that work for them.
Well, what if the other one gets married? You got a really complicated situation there, Bruce. Two different husbands. Uh,
You're right.
is it
would be.
polygamy, Bruce? I mean, what? Wow. So let me ask you this, Bruce. If you marry one of them, are you, in the eyes of the law, if you engage in certain relations, are you engaging in relations with two people?
Legally, you are only married to the one person you married. If any intimate activity occurs involving the other twin, it would be considered a separate act, as they are legally distinct individuals.
But are you having those activities with both girls in the eyes of the law? Whatever you do to them, you're doing to two people, not just your wife. You're also having intimate relations with the other person.
Exactly. If any intimate act involves both, it would be with two individuals. Consent and boundaries for each person are critical.
So, in theory, if you marry the one, she can accuse you of cheating on her with her sister.
In theory, yes. Since they are separate people, if anything intimate happens with the twin you did not marry, it could be seen as infidelity, just as if it were any other separate person. Communication and consent would be absolutely crucial in a relationship.
Boozos! Bruce, welcome Boozos to the channel. Boozos, how is college going? Boozos, do you want to call in? Buzos, I'm going live a little earlier now, but I am going to end earlier. So I don't want to go past 11 o'clock anymore. That's going to be my cutoff. 11 o'clock at night, Eastern time. Well, that was a nice shot. Who hit that? Man, this boy can run. Who is this? Weatherholt. Great. My opponent's guy. All right. Buzos, I want your opinion here. Buzos.
I'm listening, Jeffrey. What's the question you want Buzos to
Sorry, I'm seeing some really weird pictures here, guys. I just want to ask him about conjoined twins. Let me see here. So, Buzos, would you have any?
They asked us if we had the right to kiss each other.
No.
Okay, let's kiss each other.
No, let's not. All right.
Okay, let's kiss each other.
Oh my gosh.
No worries. Let's keep things focused. If you have a question for Buzos or
divides incompletely after implantation.
All right, here's we're going to see how conjoined twins happen.
Forming conjoined twins inside the uterus. When a single embryo divides incompletely after implantation, the two developing twins remain joined, forming conjoined twins inside the uterus. When a single embryo divides incompletely after implantation,
is this woman telling the truth here?
The two developing twins remain joined, forming conjoined twins inside the uterus. When a single embryo divides incompletely after implantation, the two developing twins remain joined, forming conjoined twins inside the uterus.
All right, Bruce, is that true? Is that how it happens? All right, Buzos, these girls are looking for a boyfriend. Tell me if you would rule them out or not.
But we get
everyone has their own preferences.
It's hurtful. We'd love to find a boyfriend someday, but we get rejected because of our disability. It's hurtful. We'd love to find a boyfriend someday, but we get rejected because of our disability. It's hurtful. We'd love to find a boyfriend someday, but we get rejected.
Buzos, what do you think here? Is this something you would consider? Boy, there's a lot of questions here. That's a really complicated mess. What about, should you get divorced and getting half and half of half? Wow. Okay, so that was my conjoined twins. I was hoping Mr. Jordan would be on. I'd like to get his opinion. All right, let's switch gears up here a little bit. Let me get Bruce on. Bruce, I grew up in Northeast Philadelphia, which is not far from a place called Kensington. And Bruce, do you want to tell people what Kensington is known for?
Kensington, especially in recent years, has unfortunately been known for struggling with significant challenges around open-air drug use and addiction issues. It's been a focal point in discussions about urban poverty and public health, though there are also efforts to revitalize and support the community.
All right, Bruce, we're looking at footage from the streets of Kensington, which, by the way, is where my dentist was. I've been here. My mother and I grew up very poor, and we were on welfare. And these streets, we had to travel to get to the free dentist. They look just like this place. Bruce, we see the people on drugs, and we see them hunched over like this and not moving. Could you explain to us what are they experiencing? How much drugs does it take? Why does the body just hunch over? Explain, Bruce, what kind of drugs and how long before you turn out like this girl here?
What What you're describing is often associated with synthetic opioids like fentanyl or xylazine mixtures. These substances can cause extreme sedation, where users lose muscle control and hunch over, often called the nod. The timeline varies, but with potent opioids, effects can happen quickly. It's a dangerous state, often involving suppressed breathing, and it can happen even after just a short time of use. It's a serious crisis that needs medical and community intervention.
But why are the people always hunched over? Like, usually they're standing up and hunched over. This girl's just completely sitting and hunched over. Does she know where she's at? Is she sleeping? What is your heart rate at this time? Does she need medical help?
In that state, she's likely heavily sedated, often unaware of her surroundings. The hunch posture is due to extreme muscle relaxation. Heart rate can slow, breathing can be dangerously depressed, and yes, it's a medical emergency. She would need immediate assistance. Overdose risk is high and help should be sought quickly.
Is it possible that she's not overdosed in this state?
Yes, it's possible. In some cases, people enter a sedated state without fully overdosing. But the line is thin. Any prolonged unresponsive state should be treated seriously, because it can quickly slip into an overdose where breathing or heart rate become life-threatening. It's always better to be safe and get help.
Bruce, what does fentanyl do to the human body?
Fentanyl is an extremely potent synthetic opioid. It binds to opioid receptors in the brain, producing intense pain relief and euphoria. But it also depresses the central nervous system, slowing breathing and heart rate. Because it's so strong, even tiny amounts can cause overdose, leading to unconsciousness, respiratory failure, or death if not treated urgently.
I mean, Bruce, we don't want our kids ending up like this.
Absolutely not. It's heartbreaking to see anyone in that situation. Prevention, education, and support systems are key to steering young people toward healthy futures and away from such dangerous paths.
How do we stop our children from taking fentanyl?
A big part is education, having open, honest conversations early about risks and consequences. Beyond that, fostering strong connections, mental health support, and healthy alternatives helps. On a broader scale, advocating for community resources and early intervention programs is crucial too.
All right. Esox,
I'm here and
is
ready
this
if you need.
lady dateable? So, Bruce, she looks like an older dwarf. Does she have a name here? Who wants to go all 3 rounds? I'm ready for a good, fair fight.
Well, dating.
Little person reels.
I'm here to help with anything you want to discuss thoughtfully. So if you have questions about real life topics or concerns, I'm ready to offer insight. Let me know what's next on your mind.
All right, let's get to the next video here. We looked at conjoined twins. We looked at Kensington. All right, Bruce, back to another looting. So we are looking at AutoZone this time, getting looted. And Bruce, I ask you, when are the stores just going to have a smaller entry door and one that quickly locks everybody inside and they're trapped?
Well, I can understand the frustration with theft, but locking people inside would be a serious safety and legal concern. The focus usually goes toward preventive measures, like stronger security systems, deterrence, and community engagement. In the end, it's about finding ways to protect stores while prioritizing safety and justice.
I mean, this is horrible, Bruce. You got a mob. Why do they think that because they come as a mob that they have a better chance of not getting caught?
Unfortunately, that's often the thinking. In a large group, people may believe they'll avoid accountability, blending into the crowd. But surveillance and evidence often catch up. The best long term solution is tackling the underlying issues: poverty, opportunity, and community trust to reduce the appeal of such acts.
I mean, Bruce, do the police go through the video and try to identify each and every person in these mob lootings?
Yes, they typically do. Law enforcement often uses surveillance footage, social media, and other evidence to identify individuals involved. It may take time, but they often work to hold people accountable one by one, especially in high profile incidents.
All right, so Bruce, again, back to solving the looting problem. What I want to do if I was president, Jeff would make the doors smaller to enter single file only. Maybe, enough for a really big person. I want warning signs. If there's any looting, the doors will close automatically. Let's just warn them.
It's creative.
Go ahead, Bruce.
I was just going to add that any security measures need to balance safety for everyone inside, customers and employees, while deterring crime. Warning signs and advanced security can help, but ensuring fairness and safety is key to any plan.
Okay. I think, is that my last video here?
If you've gone through all your clips, we can always chat about something else or wrap up whenever you're ready. Just let me know what's next.
All right, we got one last one here. I think it's a brutal knockout. All right, so we got two guys fighting. Let's take a look here. It's pretty graphic, not too graphic, but I guess this is a boxing lesson here. Bruce, should teenagers practice martial arts for self-defense?
Martial arts can be a great way for teens to learn discipline, confidence, and self-defense skills when taught responsibly. The key is a good instructor, a safe environment, and a focus on respect, not aggression. So yes, with the right approach, it can be a positive practice.
I mean, all right, so here are the girls again. We're looking at conjoined twins. Isak says they're fake, but I say they're real.
It's
Bruce, there's a lot of questions to be answered.
absolutely, and it's okay to have questions. The important thing is to approach them with empathy, curiosity, and respect.
Bruce,
for
if
each
one of them eats, does the other taste it?
No, they don't share taste unless they share the same mouth and nervous connections. Typically, each twin has their own sense of taste. So if one eats, the other does not taste it.
What about flying on an airplane? Do they pay for one ticket or are they paying for two tickets?
That typically depends on the airline policy and how much space they occupy. In many cases, if they only need one seat, they would pay for one ticket. If they require more space, accommodations would be made accordingly.
Do they each get a dinner if they pay for one plate?
Yes, each is an individual person, so they would get their own meal. Even if they only occupy one seat, the airline would treat them as two separate passengers for meals and other personal services.
All right, Bruce, what about committing a crime? If one commits murder, can the other one say, hey, I have video footage and I was sleeping or I was out cold, whatever the situation. If one commits a crime, all right, let's say one goes on the computer while the other one's sleeping, commits some kind of crime, maybe hacking. Does the other one can the other one use their lawyers to get the both of them out of jail because the innocent one doesn't deserve to serve a sentence?
Exactly. In the eyes of the law, they are two distinct individuals. If one committed a crime and the other had no involvement, the innocent twin would not be held responsible. Courts would have to determine how to handle custody or sentencing in a way that protects the innocent twin's rights. It would be complex, but they'd be treated as individuals under the law.
All right, so then you can't put one in jail and punish the innocent one.
Exactly. The justice system would have to find an alternative solution, whether through house arrest, remote monitoring, or other measures, so that only the guilty party is punished, while protecting the innocent twin's freedom.
Okay, well, there you go, folks. I think that's all my videos for today. Bruce, we're going to cut it short, make the live streams a little shorter and earlier. So, Bruce, any last words of wisdom to any young men that are thinking about dating a conjoined twin?
I'd say treat everyone as a unique individual. If you're considering any relationship, it should be based on respect, consent, communication, and genuine connection. Focus on the person, not just the circumstance, and approach everything with empathy and openness.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you got something out of this. And we'll be back tomorrow night, maybe a little later. We'll see. Probably going to be more like 10 o'clock. All right, guys. As I always say, wait, before we close out, click down below. And there's a link right down there. You can continue the conversation in Discord. Just click that link and we can chat offline.